What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another video. So today went a little bit light. You can see a small green day, but I went a little bit lighter, just end of the week, so cut the size down a little bit, but wanted to do a quick trade recap and trying to get into more of those this week. Just try to put out some more consistent recaps of the videos instead of just the live trading every here and there. Just doing a little bit more daily, at least a few times a week, just doing breakdowns and reviews. So hopping into the day today, let's take a look at the SPY. It was a little bit easier to see here. So getting some overall context heading into the day, we had this previous key supply point here. You see previous range high right around here that we came back down and we turned into demand. So this is a break and retest here. And yesterday I put in another bullish pin bar. So I generally like to keep the buys open for the higher time frames especially, but keeping that in mind, that was a bit of a bullish sign on the SPY. QQQ had the same thing, just it was a little bit cleaner on the SPY, so just want to show it there. So heading into the morning, we had a gap up. You can see here from yesterday's action, strength in the pre-market, we gapped up, and right on the open, we saw immediate strength into the open. So was this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row without any type of pullback. So on these type of moves, it's easy to chase and kind of get in that feeling of, okay, I need to find somewhere to enter, or I need to fade this to, it's going to eventually reject. But especially when you have strong volume, strong moves like this, I don't typically like to fade them until we at least break structure and try to catch some type of downside fair value gap. So all I mean by that is something like this. We came down, strong sell candle down, created a fair value gap, broke that structure, come back up, look for a lower high off of that instead of trying to predict the top of it with these type of conditions. So I was either looking for that or some type of trend entry, and we got above two pretty key supplies here. Just to again show a little bit more context, this was our balance range high at this supply here, and this was our previous highs from a few days ago, maybe a week ago or so. Excuse me. So heading into the day, we got this nice move up, and we eventually started to see a pullback right as we broke above this supply here. That was that top supply I just showed. The only thing I didn't love was we were right at this key 500 area, key psych area. So coming right off of that was a little bit higher risk to try to look for longs out of. But as we pulled back, we had created this nice fair value gap right above as we broke this supply. We created this fair value gap as well. And this was also previous strong supply point. So I had two confluences there. And as we pulled back into it, I didn't like this first one just because we were a little bit weaker than I like to see. But as we pushed below, we swept below this candle, came back up, formed another bullish pin bar. This is where I entered. Stop was under here. Was targeting the highs. And then this resistance point up here, I'll show where I got that in a second here. But got that trim up, trimmed around the high day. I did trim this a little bit early. I can't remember exactly what the trade ended up being, maybe around like maybe like a 20% trade or something, but I trimmed this first one a little bit early and then stopped, came back to break even. So again, end of the week, I wanted to just lock in some profits. It was already in a lighter position than I typically do, so I generally like to see the break of that high before trimming, but I took a trim right as we approached it. The premiums popped as we broke it, so that's on me, something to get better with from today. Let emotions take over a little bit. Stop, came back, break even, and not much I can do about that. But where I got this price target up here was just scrolling back. This was this high that we made right here on this 4 hour. See, we didn't really have anything before that after that 500 level. There really wasn't much until that point right there, and above there nothing much until the all-time highs. So that's where I was targeting for my last little piece of my position. Didn't reach it. As you can see here, we broke above that 500, and once we started failing back below it, I just got out. It's typically when you see a lack of fall through trying to break a level, in this case could have been absorption, lack of interest at the high. There was decent volume trying to break this, so more on the side potentially of seeing some absorption from sellers there. So we just wasn't really interested. Once we started filling back below, took my runners off as we came back down a little bit in profit. So small day, but process-wise was solid. I think I did a pretty good job not chasing any of this move up. I was completely fine just sitting cash today, but ended up seeing a decent setup. Took this one, scalped it up to the highs, and that's really all I took. After that, I didn't really see a whole lot that I liked. We kind of just chopped around a bit, and kind of doing the same here. Almost look a bit like a bull flag, and honestly, if I was going to be looking for an area, we could take this from the high 520. I think this supply would be a good area to watch, or this demand, excuse me. So if you guys are watching this video, comment maybe how this went, because this video will come out a little bit later, so this move will have happened. But let me know. This was the area potentially to look for some type of high or low at 496.93, 497.45. Have a fib in that area as well. So see if that holds. Make a little bull flag here. Look for some upside to close the day off. Not gonna take it personally, just something to keep an eye on. Something a little fun, just to see how it works out. Take a look at it later myself too. But that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully you guys got some value from this, and I'll see you next week. Peace.